near the end of both the Ragnaros and Sylvanas League seasons. We're starting the quarterfinals this week, and we have the Sylvanas League finals. We have some very special guests with us, but to get started, let's bring in our regular co-host, Steffi. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing great, doing awesome. And also, we have Jacksox. Jacksox, how are you doing this evening?
I'm still trying to figure out if there's two different dimensions where Velma from Scooby-Doo wears glasses and where she wears contact lenses, and when did that happen?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's like that's an excellent question. It goes back to that Bernstein, Bears thing. So it makes a lot of sense. So I wouldn't be surprised. There's probably multiple parallel universes. But with us this week for our special guest, we have two players that are going to be playing each other this week in the Sylvanas League Finals. We have Banja from Tollywag's Disciples. Banja, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm ready to crush Booty Sweat.
Shit talking starting early. All right. Well, in response, Anarchist from Booty Sweat. Any thoughts on that?
We're ready to get crushed by whatever their team name is. I've already forgotten.
I don't even remember your name.
Wow. All right.
Who are my opponents this week? I'm not.
It's hard to beat.
I don't even care. Like,
it doesn't matter.
All right. So let's go ahead and start off with the week in review, and we're going to start with the Sylvanas League semifinals. Now, normally we would be the ones telling you about these matches, but since we have players from each team, I think it's more appropriate for them to tell us about the match. So, the Anarchist, tell us about Team Next Level versus Booty Sweat.
All right, let me take a look at the THL website real quick, because I've moved past last week and on to this week. I've been preparing for my match really hard. I've played a lot of League, and playing League will teach you to just tilt really hard. And now Hearthstone barely affects me.
That's impressive.
So let's see. I remember in my match, I was playing. Who was it? Was it Saku? Yeah, Saku. And he beat me game one, and I was scared, and then we pulled it out. It was a pretty usual week for us. I know I played earlier in the week and got a win. I think Cody was the other one who played early in the week, and then at that point it was like 8-3. And so Eric Oki came in and swept carry and wrapped it up in the first like 3 games. So it was a quick win for us, and I was pretty happy with the result.
It's like there was only one win that Team Next Level actually took. It was Jambies against Shunsui 21. Was the only one to get that. But Booty Sweat did take the other 4 matches in pretty convincing fashion, I might add, against the team that ended the season as the Purple Division leaders. So a great job by y'all on that. All the hosts last week, we had R-Hat with us as well. All the hosts picked Jambies to win, but everybody was incorrect in picking Carry and Team Next Level to win. We were all incorrect in our picks. So it's like,
well, that's because you didn't have me on the show to tell you we were going to carry. I mean, we talk about our lineups a little bit, not too much, and we just go in and kind of just play Hearthstone. We've had collectively a really, really good season, so it's been fun. I think Team Next Level beat us last time, if I remember correctly.
I don't have last week's show notes up, but I believe that's correct. Yes, I think.
I think they did.
No, actually, I think it was I think Booty Sweat actually won.
Did we win? Oh, wow.
I think so. I would have to go back and look at the schedule to see what week y'all played each other. Because I think it was early in the season, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, you guys have a chance to rectify your all's mistakes, and you can pick Booty Sweat to win the championship.
Yeah, it's like it was week 6. Y'all played each other.
Week 6. Okay.
It's like
that seems like an unnecessary vote of confidence.
Yeah.
No, we did win that week. We did.
Yeah. Okay. That's why I thought y'all won, but I was not 100% certain. So, yeah, y'all won 14-11. Yeah.
Oh, that was the week Saku banned my hunter, and he said he was going to try and break the meta. And it went horribly wrong for him, so he banned my Warlock this match, and he got a win because of it.
All right. So
That confidence, though.
confidence. I like that confidence going into the last week. I do like that. But let's talk about the other half. Let's talk about your opponents for next week. Talking about Dad Legend versus Tollywag's Disciple. So, Banja, give us a little feedback on this one.
Yeah, well, ours was a very different story than for Booty Sweat, as we kept going back and forth. Dad Legend won the first match, and then we won, and it was a tie series. And then Dad Legend won the next series. We won the next series, so we were down 1 point. And my match was going to be played at 11 p.m. on Sunday, which was, I mean, pretty much the latest time slot you can possibly do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it came down to the fifth game. I believe it was it was my priest. I think it was my Spiteful Priest against his Zulok. And it came down to the wire, but I edged out that win and took the victory. And I will say that after week 6, when Switters jumped to the 1 seed after week 6, I told him that he better look out, because I'm going to win all my games or all my matches through the finals. And so far I've done that, and it's going to continue.
Nice. So, kind of going into individual matches here. Junkster did beat Jim Philos on Friday Night Fights, and Eggman did beat Switters. But Tollywags actually ends up taking the other 3 games, including, as you were talking about, your game late on Sunday evening. Now, all the hosts did a little bit better job on this one. All the hosts did pick Tollywags Disciples to win, so yes. Jack Fox and R-Hat actually picked Junkster to win that match. So, good job with y'all. So, Jack Fox, kind of looking at the semifinals from last week, what are your thoughts on this? Kind of combine them into one whole discussion here.
So, I've been trying to think as I'm looking at this, and what did we learn versus what are we going to see, and how does it all line up? I think we kind of learned that we're looking at pretty much the same team. I don't know how else to describe it, right? You have fairly well balanced players from top to bottom. We will be seeing Dave Pedham. He'll be dropping down to the 5 seed for the championship. So we'll see. Or is he a permanent replacement?
Yeah, he's the 5 seed, which I'm horribly distraught about, because I was so looking forward to getting to play Jim Philos, and now I don't get to, and I'm really sad about that.
But what we're gonna end up seeing here, though, is 2 teams that have very similar builds, but where I think it's gonna be interesting, as we kind of saw this week coming through, is the strength in the bottom half of the lineup. For God, words are hard. I'm on the struggle bus right now. Booty Sweat. I'm like, what team is Anarchist on? Jesus Christ. Booty.
That's okay. We don't remember either half the time.
So I think where this is going to get real interesting is in the bottom half of that lineup, but there's definitely strong players on both sides. It's a little hard to say much in a negative about Dave. He comes in as a sub, high pressure situation up against Ryzen or Risen. I still haven't figured out which pronunciation he goes with here. He's playing in the 4 seed with a typical 5 seed PR. He comes in, he gets a win, man. So you got to be feeling good about that, regardless of whatever the points say his value is. But it's just kind of hard to look at Booty Sweat there and not see the strength of the bottom half of their lineup.
All right. So, Steffi?
Yeah, I feel like Booty Sweat versus Tollywags is going to be a really good one. Just like kind of looking at the players as a whole, each team definitely has some heavy hitters. Like on Tollywags, Switters is 8-1. And like, I know we're going to get more in detail with this later, but like, holy shitsies, like he's kicking ass. But I know that everybody really has been doing a good job, and more or less, and has really been performing well. So I'm excited to see the 2 go off. I mean, I obviously know who's going to win, and we'll talk about that later. but it's going to be a good one. I think this is going to be really close. I don't think it's going to be like a sweep. Like it's going to be bloodbath. They're gonna fight this shit out.
Yeah,
Are they gonna go beyond?
Definitely.
Hey, we're not to Rag League yet. Hold on. So, I gotta say, I think looking back on this season of Tavern Talk and everything, it seems like we were always talking about Booty Sweat and Tollywags. It's like I think the entire season we were saying Tollywags is gonna be the team coming. They're gonna be the Red Division winners. They're gonna come out of there. Booty Sweat's gonna make the playoffs. You know, I think the only really team in question that we thought might pull in a chance against this was maybe Team Next Level or Thick Boys. And both of them have been eliminated now. So this is sort of the slugfest I really wanted to see the last week. And we're going to get into that, talking about the week ahead in a moment, because we have some very exciting things with Sylvanas League finals this season. But we'll get to that in just a moment. But we're actually need to talk about Ragnaros final week and the craziness that was the Red-Blue conference in this past week. So, Steffi, why don't you tell us about Defias Brotherhood versus Thundergun Express?
Of course, I will happily do so. So, Defias Brothers ended up winning the match, as we knew, based on the 2 DQs. But Thundergun Express did make it interesting, and the final score ended up being 12-10, which is pretty close with 2 DQs. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Lyodin swept comp, which I predicted would correctly happen. Duh. And everybody else was raw. Again, I don't think we're shocked here. This match ended up having a huge implication in the wildcard race because the results are really nice guys and Team Next Level. Fellas, what are your thoughts on this match? Let's start with who should we start with?
Let's start with the guests. Let's start with the guests.
Yeah, let's start with the guests.
So, Banja?
If you have 2 DQs, you practically have to win all 3 matches, so that's winning 3 out of 3. So they did very well at making it so close, but those DQs did definitely cost them in the end, so no surprise there.
I would say, and it should be an interesting point. The third match was already played and already in the favor of Defias Brotherhood before we even had Tavern Talk last week. I think the score was 12-3 going into the final 2 matches or 2 games of that. So, but Anarchist, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this season, not being a host of Tavern Talk regularly, I've got to, I haven't paid nearly as much attention to Rag League standings and stuff. I didn't come in to even play until I subbed in for Brunson, so I haven't really got to see a ton of stuff. But one thing, if you guys don't know, Misadventure and Dirty Mike, I believe, are married. So I'm guessing something came up for them, and they forgot to submit their classes somehow. But just impressive. I'm just impressed by Thundergun Express going at it, even with the 2 DQs. I mean, they're basically, they're really close to pulling that out. They still managed to get 10 points. So proud of the two bottom seeds there to sweep, to give their team a shot.
I'll say, I will say one thing, and this was actually very impressive in my opinion. After Salty Saturday this week, Thundergun Express, even with the 2 DQs, was still the second wild card at that point. And there was only one team that could overtake them. We'll get to who that team was in a moment. But it was really impressive that even with the DQs, they were able to win the games they needed to be in the conversation for the second wildcard spot. So I was really, really impressed with that. But this division got really crazy really fast this weekend. Steffi, what were your thoughts on this kind of match? Well, I guess you gave us kind of the intro to the match, but hey, yes, Jack,
we're done. Let's move on.
Jack,
keep us going.
I just want to say this. I'm going to say this first off as a human being. I do hope that everything's all right with Dirty Mike and Misadventure.
Same.
But then I'm going to follow it up with, you have enough days in the damn week from the time your previous week ends to your next week that if something happens on one day, like this is why I always, those guys that like to push to the very last minute for the strategic advantage of submitting your classes late, this is the consequences of that. You had a team that if they had played without the DQs this week, even if they didn't win, if they could have gotten some of those points back,
You're right. Yeah.
you're still talking about a playoff team.
Mhm.
So, God forbid anything bad happened to them. I hope they're all right. If anybody in chat knows that, please confirm it so I feel like less than an ass for saying this. But that's kind of pathetic because there was teams out there trying really hard that were in, a 15, 20-point range that still made an effort for themselves, and you
Yeah.
just punted your position in the playoffs. Do
Yeah.
better.
All right. Steffi?
I kind of just agree with what Jack Sauce is saying as well. Like, it sucks to get the DQs, especially this far along when they had a really good shot and they're really two great players. But I really hope that everything's okay because obviously, something was going on. So I just hope that they're good and life's good. And yeah.
All right. Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah. Again, I haven't heard anything from Dirty Mike or from Miss Adventure, so hopefully everything is fine with them. But yeah, it's tough that those two DQs literally took them out of the playoff race.
Really.
However, there was another playoff team that was in contention for the Blue-Red Conference, and it was Really Nice Guys. They were actually facing off against Team Next Level this past week. Team Next Level actually ended up beating Really Nice Guys 15-11. That secured their number one wildcard spot in the Blue-Red Conference. Now, if Really Nice Guys would have won that, I think they would end the week with 130 points and would have been likely the team to make it to the playoffs because I believe Really Nice Guys beat Thundergun Express earlier in the season. So even if them and Thundergun tied, but with the loss, that took out Really Nice Guys' chance from winning that. Really Nice Guys did win the 4th and 5th seed games, but Team Next Level took the other 3 games, including Cole's beating Crozen on Friday Night Fights. Ridiculous had last week. He was correct in actually picking Team Next Level to win and Cole's to win. Myself and Jack Sox both picked Cole's to win, but we picked Really Nice Guys to win as well. And unfortunately, Steffi didn't get either one correct.
This rarely happens. Like, it's really rare. So I know everybody's really shocked.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Yes, couldn't believe it. So, because Really Nice Guys lost to Team Next Level and Defias Brotherhood ended up beating Thundergun Express, this door opened up, and it opened up for Team Synergy. And we talked about with Sylvanas League, Week 7 Heroes. Well, apparently we just need to change their name to Last Week Heroes. Because at the end of Salty Saturday, Team Synergy in 4 games had to get 13 points to be able to make the playoffs and jump Thundergun Express. And they pulled it off. Team Synergy beat Dirty Mike and the boys 18-10 to jump Thundergun and take the second wildcard spot away from Thundergun Express. So, with these results, now we have our teams for the Blue-Red Conference as Thermic Whims, Hearthstone Academy, Team Next Level, and Team Synergy in that order, ranking seed-wise and point-wise and everything. So, kind of, what are your thoughts on this? Because, as I said, even going into this weekend, it was crazy that I think we all consider Team Synergy to be an outside-looking-in team, and yet they somehow did it again. And this time in Reg League, they jumped everybody to get to that playoff spot.
Yeah, I do want to say this. I am one thing I'm not shocked over because I believe I started calling this Week 6 was there being 3 red teams in the playoffs.
Yes.
Just want to make sure I got that right. But X is one of those teams, man, that if you let them hang around, they're gonna give it to you. And they did to the tune of 18-10, earning themselves a playoff spot. I wish I could say I'm shocked, but if we were to go all the way back to I think it was seasons Kappa through seasons 2, this was the MO of teams like Noob Central. And X has taken up that torch, and they're now that team that if you leave the door open even a crack at the end of the season, they're going to be making a push every season. So shout out to Synergy for putting in that work and keeping up their reputation as a never say die type of team.
All right. Steffi, what are your thoughts on this?
I feel like we kind of treated Synergy kind of like how we treated Tallywags, as if like we knew they were really good and but we were never like, oh, they're going to like make that push, or at least I wasn't. And like here they are, fucking killing the game. They made it to the playoffs. So I'm really excited to see how they perform. I think it's also funny that Jack Sox, you did predict that, right? That all two of the wild cards would come out of the red division as well.
Yes.
So that's really cute. I think that's interesting when that happens. It just shows how strong that the red division really was this season, and they all performed really, really, really well. So yeah, I'm happy that Synergy is keeping going and taking names, and I'm gonna definitely pay more attention to them.
Admittedly, we'll get to this in a moment. They're going to have an uphill battle this week. Banja and Anarchist. Kind of, what are your thoughts on X giving it to the Red Blue Conference and making the playoffs?
X gonna give it to you. That's all there is to it. I just want to point out that everyone in Blue Division, you guys let HSA get back into the playoffs, so I don't like anyone in Blue Division at this point. Come on, guys. We can't let Sage get another championship. What have you guys done? No, I was super impressed with Synergy. Like, that's awesome. Dexter's awesome. I've got to play him a couple times in the course of the league, and he's just one of my favorite people. And so, I'm happy for him. I'm really glad they made it in.
Yep, and props to Synergy for not giving up that last week. Even though I don't know what the percentage was, but let's say they had a 1%. Well, 1% sure isn't zero. So they went for it, and they hit that mark.
Now let me ask you guys a question. And I'll let anybody jump on this one that feels brave enough to answer this, because I'm really thinking about this as I'm looking at the numbers, and even think about the win bonus of +3 that we're not taking into account here, right? Synergy got into the playoffs by 2 points.
Yep.
If Thunder Gun plays those 2 matches, you have to believe that this is a totally different conversation. So here's my question. Here's my question to you. Did X achieve it, or did Thunder Gun give it?
Can I answer as yes? Is like,
yes.
It's like, because even with giving it away, only having 130 points at the end, Synergy with a mediocre week was still not getting into the playoffs. They were still on the outside looking in. They had to have a big week against 30 Mike and the boys. And they got that big week. So yes, it was a sort of a combination of, did Thundergun throw it away? Absolutely, with the 2 DQs. They threw their possibility of winning out.
Yeah.
But even this, sorry, I'll keep going for a second. If Thundergun would have won the other 3 games, they still would have gotten the points bonus, and they still would be the ones looking in the playoffs. So I think that's why you have to give a little bit of credit to both of them. Is, I guess, not credit, but Thundergun messed up, and Synergy took full advantage of it, and they had to take really full advantage of it. They had to have a big week to be able to do this, and they pulled it off.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Thundergun opened the door, but Synergy still had to walk through it.
That's a good point, though. I don't know, because like, if you look at it, the 2 points, they would have easily got those 2 points, though. Like,
actually, there's one stat thing I want to check out real quick. So even if both of them had lost 3-1, would they have made the playoffs based on tiebreakers? That's the one thing that I'm not 100% certain on.
I don't even know what the tiebreakers are anymore. That used to be very clear to me, and now it's not. I'm
about to say, if points are tied, it goes to who won their week, the week they played. Yeah, who won the head-to-head.
All right, good.
So let's see. Team Synergy and Thundergun played each other in week 1. So let's go to the week 1 stats and see what happened here.
Crovan is saying that they would have taken it on tiebreakers. So
Thundergun won that week.
Thundergun would have gotten it in.
Thundergun would have gotten that week. Okay. So, all right. So, yeah. So even if they would have both lost 3-1, they would have made the playoffs.
Yeah, it's tough. Now, to acknowledge imposition in chat, man, I'm just stirring the pot, bro. Like, these are things you have to wonder. Yes, did Synergy capitalize on an opportunity? Hell yeah, but that opportunity would not have existed had Thunder Gun not punted away, 2 entire matches with win bonuses included, blah, blah, blah.
I'm about to say, I mean, and let's be perfectly honest here. Dirty Mike and Misadventure are both really good players.
Yeah.
But they're not guaranteed wins, though.
But not guaranteed wins. But if you told me that could they get 3 points between them, I would say, yeah, probably.
Absolutely.
Yep. I mean, Twiz is a tough opponent. I know his. If you look at his overall win percentage in THL, it's not the most impressive. But if you know Twiz and you know about Twiz, dude's hype. So 30 Mike up against Twiz is no guarantee of any points. It could have been a sweep. But that it is what it is. Synergy's in there now, and we can sit here and talk. This is the great thing about when people get butthurt about power rankings, us talking shit here on Tavern Talk. You know what? In the end, Synergy's in the playoffs, and my team is in dead last, watching from home. So
actually, I should bring up the us three. None of our teams made the playoffs in any league. So, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I'm just counting. Wait, no.
No.
Steffi, did y'all Sylvanas League team make the playoffs?
No, we didn't. Thanks for reminding me.
Okay.
That wound was almost healed, but you just reopened.
I'm sorry. I ripped the Band-Aid off. I'm sorry. So, well, in that case, I think we probably should move beyond this. And let's talk about Bloodbath and Beyond versus the Pod people. Because
the Pool people!
Purple Gold was not nearly as exciting at the end as Blue-Red Conference, but it was still pretty exciting. So, Jackson, why don't you tell us about this match?
Well, was this not the match that the Poo people had to win their way into the playoffs here?
I believe so, yeah.
Swagwa was doing the damn thing, and our buddy Arhat was here with us last week, and he was super hyped on this match. And you know what? Bloodbath and Beyond beat the Poo people 13-12 in a very close match, but the Pod people won the 4th and 5th seed games. But Bloodbath and Beyond won the other 3, including Yellow Dart Big Mojo Powell on Thursday Throwdown. Steffi picked the game and match correctly, while the other 3 hosts were completely wrong. Although the Poo people lost, their score was enough to secure the second wildcard spot for the what was this?
Gurple?
Gurple. For the Gurple
Conference.
Division. Yep. And Bloodbath and Beyond held the first wildcard spot for the Gurple Division. So both these teams were fighting for their right to play in the postseason, and a 13-12 win or loss. That's the damn way to do it, man. That's as close of a loss as you can have.
Yeah.
So where was I? The first playoff teams from Gold and Purple were ATL and the Spicy Boys. Spicy. And then we have the Bloodbath Beyond the Pod people. How are you guys feeling about Gorple life and the way things are looking over yonder?
I love y'all Gurple. I really do. I love y'all Gurple division. And I'm going to be excited to see whichever team comes out of the Gurple division. Yeah. However, I think you're facing a juggernaut on the other side. Because if Thermic, I think honestly at this point, and I'm going to go ahead and just say this, and it's going to sound cruel, if Thermic Whims do not make the finals of the Ragnaros League playoffs, I think their season was a failure. Yes, they had the most points. Yes, they went undefeated. But at this point, if they do not make the playoff, or if they don't make it to the finals, all the points, all the domination, everything was literally for nothing if they don't make it.
So what I'm hearing is they're about to be the Patriots? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably cursing them. Don't get me wrong. I'm probably cursing them as I speak. But anyway, so I think if Thermic Williams doesn't make it, any of these teams is going to have a tough match against them. Now, the catch is all these teams also have not played Thermic Williams either because of the way the conferences were set up. So this will be new for Thermic Williams as well. But yeah, as I don't know if I have a pick of favor right now. I mean, ATL, Spicy Boys are both really, really close. Bloodbath and Beyond not too far behind them. Pod people. If I had to pick who's coming out of the Gurple division right now, Gurple conference, I couldn't do it. I couldn't tell you who's going to come out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that Red was potentially the strongest division. Well, for one, they had 3 playoff teams, and Thermic Whims is in that division. Yep. So they are undefeated in maybe the toughest division.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, they did have MSI over there in that division. Those guys are nothing to mess with. Good old Red.
Hey,
I do remember the preseason. Somebody like believe by the name of Josh Sampson, was telling us how weak the red division was. I just like to bring this up whenever possible because this was the third season in a row that the division that my team was in was called the weakest. And I'm starting to feel a little targeted here. I would like to file a bullying complaint on the people that do the preseason rankings.
I think at this point we just know that whatever division you're in, you just collectively drag it down so much.
You gave it to all of them.
Wow, okay.
You just.
I mean, that's the only reason there's three red teams in. They all got to beat up on your team.
Hey, maple syrup was better than Nude Central.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't talk about the new fucking best, okay?
I mean, that is a great team name for you, though.
Look, I'll fight you all day, every day.
Rogue expert, plays priest on ladder.
I will kill you.
All right. So, Stephanie, what's your thoughts on this match?
Look, they're getting me heated. Okay, let me simmer down. Which match are we talking about? But I'm all distracted now.
Where are we?
We're talking about the Gurple Conference, not even really.
The one that I predicted that was going to happen? You're right.
Yes.
That one? Okay, cool. I'm not surprised.
Great insight.
I
have lots of friends that play over there. I like everybody in the Gurple division. So
No, I don't really know, like,
in the Gurple division. Why
They're
not?
not my friends. I don't know them yet. I want to be their friends. Yeah. No, I thought they were doing that really well. And I remember their decks were like uniformed, and I was like, that's really clever. That's really smart. They're obviously collaborating. And they did the damn thing. I remember Yellow Dart. I was casting with Josh, and he played really well. I mean, there's questionable shit, but that happens.
No, just wondering, his play playing really well. Was that your analysis or Josh's?
Mine.
Okay, just want to make sure it was legit.
All right.
Hey, Josh! I like Josh. Don't be Josh. So referring to the playoff team, gold, purple. Cool. That's tough. Do I want to wait to say who I think?
Yeah, we probably should. And
I'll wait.
Why don't we just go ahead and get into this?
Sure. Let's get into the
Why
preview.
don't you go ahead? Can you leave?
Wait.
Before you guys pass up purple gold division, you guys, we have to talk about how I beat the living tar out of Force of Will with Aggro Shaman. I'm talking old school. What's the 3-mana one or the 1-mana 3/1 that has Wind Fury and Overload 2?
Yeah, I don't know the name of it. Yes, yeah, I got
Whirling Zap-O-Matic was the old one.
I'm about to say in my defense, I brought a terrible Death Rattle Hunter deck my final week because we weren't playing for anything.
Same.
So, it was yeah.
I lost my final game in that series to a Cthulhu Rogue. And,
See, this is what happens. Team Alex, Bad Hombres, both out of the playoffs. We were just having fun with it. It was like,
it was such a great matchup. It was so fun. I got to play old school aggro shaman with like lava bursts, and it was a good time.
And I was trying to play Jade Shaman, and it's like, I'll just do this little Jade Shaman here, and Jade here, and Jade here, and I happen to have Spirit Echo. It's like, I'll just Spirit Echo this. It's like, oh no, it was awful. It was terrible.
I don't know how long I tried to make a Spirit Echo deck work.
Okay, so all right. So now that I've been thoroughly embarrassed by Aggro Shaman, let's talk about teams that are not embarrassed. Let's talk about the teams that made the playoffs. And we're going to start off in Ragnaros League because we want to save as much time at the end as quarterfinals, or as most time at the end for the Sylvanas League Championship. So, Jack, really quickly, tell us about Rag League. Thermic Whims.
Yeah, we have Thermic Whims facing off of X. This is the Whims had a perfect regular season, highest score in the league, right? Mm-hmm. And Zergy went 4-5, which was good enough to get into the playoffs. I mean, this is the Giants versus the Patriots right here, folks. So, it just comes down to who do you think is going to win this match?
Okay.
And,
so, I'm about to say, just for simplicity's sake, is anybody picking Zenergy?
Me. X is going to give it to him. Boom.
That's Anarchist
You're
speaking.
darn right. X gonna give it to him.
All right. Anybody else brave enough to jump on the Synergy train here?
Nah.
No.
I made some crazy calls in my day as a Tavern Talk host. This isn't one of them.
Yeah, I'll give a 20% chance to Synergy.
All right. I'll put you
Very
down for
specific.
I'll put you down for 20% chance to Synergy. All right. But I think everybody else is picking Thermic, right?
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
all right.
You have to bring me on next week when I'm right.
Hey, it's like if y'all win the championship, you'll be on. That's
Oh
So
yeah.
just win.
Yeah. If y'all win the
bring you back.
Sylvanas League championship,
You
you'll be
mean
on.
I'm gonna have to spend more time talking to Jack Sox?
Now you know how I feel.
I like this show. It's Gang Up on Jack Sox Week.
All
I'm
I
here
know,
for it.
all I know is, there's decent people out there like Donnie that are begging to hang out with me on this show. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, Anarchist, don't get too comfortable yet, because you won't be here next week.
Oh. Okay. All right. We'll get to the trash talking for y'all's match later. All right. Steffi, tell us real quick.
What's up?
Hearthstone Academy Team Next Level.
Duh. Okay, quick. Week 4. Hearthstone Academy and Team Next Level tied. So, tied. Team Next Level is currently 6-2-1 on the season, while Hearthstone Academy is 3-1. During the 3 p.m. match on Salty Saturday, Dark Side, currently 3-4, will be playing Scritch, who is currently 4-4. So who is going to win this match and game? Jack Sox, go.
I hate to say it. HSA wins this one.
Mhm.
And Dark Side and Scritch. Scritch is my homie. I like the DOCE. He's my dude. So I'm gonna give him my vote of confidence here. We'll give it to Scritch on this one.
All right. Scritch HSA.
Plus Darkseid can't spell.
Anarchist.
Nice.
Team Next Level and Scritch.
Level 1 Scritch. Banja.
Hearthstone Academy.
HSA. And what about the Scritch versus Dark
I'm going to
Side?
go with Dark.
Ooh, Darkseid. All right.
You know, I can't, even though he's not a Tollywag anymore, I can't abandon him.
Gotta stick with your friends.
I'm picking HSA and I'm picking Scritch. They obviously can't. They're coming in with a plan. They have classes the same all the way throughout. I like that. So HSA and Scritch for me.
Throw me down for that too, man.
All right,
That's how I
Steffi's
feel.
HSA and Scritch.
Yeah.
All
Jeez,
right.
you guys just are all on the whatever anarchist pick. I like this. I like being the only one being right.
No, that's my job.
I mean, technically, you did pick Scritch as well, but
Oh, well, that's true.
yeah. All right, Anarcha. So, how about you tell us about ATL versus the Pod People in the Purple division?
All right, so Pod People got dumpstered in week 1 by ATL. They ended up with a similar record. ATL was 5-3-1. Pod People was 5-4. Yeah, I mean, I've got to go with my boy Hat. He's going to have the PBRs. He's probably going to have a fancy cheese platter next to him. I think he's going to be in the right state of mind to captain his team to a solid victory. And also, Dyrus Bear has been insane this season.
Mm-hmm.
So watch out for that match because he's crushed it this season.
All right. Steffi?
So this one's a hard one for me. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm probably going to go with the Pod People as well.
Pod People.
Yeah, I prefer I'm looking at their lineups right now. For their lineups a little bit more over Waste Up Deck Lethal. So I'm going to give it to them.
All right. Jack Sox, what are your thoughts on this one?
My heart wants to say our Hat and his boys, but the part of me that does not like the bottom half of this matchup has to give it to ATL here. Sorry, I meant to say top half, not bottom half of this lineup. I think that DCB, it's Arkeeser?
Arkeeser, I think, yeah. And Blue Spartan.
And Blue Spartan. I think they're going to lock this one up. I think Dyrus and Rock Base get their wins this week. But, yeah, I think ATL too strong, yeah.
All right. Banja?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. I think ATL. I think DZB is a very good player. Xkira and Blue Spartan are quite ahead in PR against Mojo and Zeroshio. I think they'll just win those three, and it won't really matter about the other two.
All right. And so I'm going to be the tiebreaker on this one. And I am actually going to go with ATL. It's like
you're wrong.
I love Ridiculous
Shocker.
Hat. I love the Pod People. But I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if ATL takes 4 of these because Blake Hall is really, really good as well. Sully, the one when I played him this season in the 5 seed, I was really impressed with his play. So I wouldn't be shocked if they actually end up taking 4 of these 5 matches. So I am actually going to pick ATL as well here. So, all right. So we have one more match to talk Rag League before we get to what we know, and we really want to talk about Sylvanas League finals. Banja, tell us about Spicy Boys versus Bloodbath and Beyond.
Yeah, so they played each other in week 6, and Spicy Boys won 14-10. Currently, there has been one match played already where Spicy Boys won 4-2. Let's see who played that. It was Hockey Boys versus Mullet.
Mullet DGAF.
Yes. All right. And so Spicy Boys are up by 2 points with 4 matches to play. Similar records: Spicy Boys 6-3, Bloodbath and Beyond 7-2. So looking at this, the Spicy Boys are already up 2. If you look at all of the other 4 matches to be played, they have a PR advantage. So I don't think there's any way I can not give it to Spicy Boys.
All right. I actually agree with you on this one. Again, as I said, I like teams with plans, and it looks like Spicy Boys has a plan that they want to execute. I think I brought the best 4 best decks. Plus, I would agree. You look at this top 3: Wolfmac, Ironfire, Ridiculous. I expect all 3 of those to win, and Mullet's already won. Again, I'm just going to make a very similar prediction. I think Spicy Boys actually ends up taking 4 of the 5 matches here against Bloodbath and Beyond because they did. They did win 14-10. It was a little bit closer, but I like Spicy Boys. I'm going to stick with the Spicy Boys this week. Steffi.
That's cute. You're wrong. I think Bloodbath and Beyond is going to Avi. Yeah, sucks that Hockey Boys lost his match, but it doesn't matter because the other 4 are going to sweep their matches, so that's a prediction.
All right. Jax?
Much like Mullet, I don't give a fuck. I think that, like Steffi, I think you guys are wrong here. I think this one actually goes to Bloodbath and Beyond. I like Ayla. Wait, you said Bloodbath and Beyond, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The face you just made, I was like, wait, was that?
No, because you agree with me.
I've come to this theory: you don't go against AO, and life's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, fair.
Starlax put a whooping on who the hell was it last week? I think he got a sweep last week. Yellow Dart, we've seen him a couple times on stream. Plays solid. Can't really hate on much that he does. And Wolfmax is stud, and he's something to be feared. Yeah, but I like the other 3 matchups in favor of Bloodbath and Beyond.
All right, Anarchist, break this tie for us.
Oh, I'm biased. I gotta go with my boy Yellow Dart and Bloodbath and Beyond.
Yes.
I got to. And Wolfmac and Joe both have the same record. They're both 5-4. Really? Ironfire has 1 less loss than Yellow Dart. I'm guessing there's a DQ on one side at that point. That's why he's 5-3 and Yellow Dart's 5-4. So I think those top 2 matches are actually fairly close, and then I would definitely give it to AO as well. I don't know much about cakes though, but yeah, I'm going with Bloodbath and Beyond.
All right. So actually, this is really good. I think all the matches we had dissenting opinions, even the Thermic Whims versus Energy match.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. So, all right. So now let's get to the main event. This is the last
juicy shit.
This gets to the good stuff now. So, Sylvanas League Championship.
Implying that Ragnaros playoffs are not good.
They are good, but this is finals week. This is a championship week. We're going to crown a champion in Sylvanas League. And so let's really focus on this. we have Booty Sweat versus Tallywag's Disciples. Now, someone actually made us a very handy graphic that I am going to ask Brasky to put up at this time, so that we can discuss this matchup, because this is it. This is the matchups. These are, what we're looking at for this matchup. We have Booty Sweat 6'3" this season, 59 win percent, currently sitting at 1899 PR. Tallywag's 5'2" 56%, sitting at 1803. So right now, both teams are going to have to rearrange next season, looks like. But now, I don't know if we've ever had this before, and I got to be honest, when I was able to schedule this was amazing. We're going to have all 5 matches on stream for you this weekend. We are going to start tonight with Jim Philos versus Cody. Thursday Throwdown immediately following Tavern Talk. 4 p.m. match on Salty Saturday is going to be Arakoki versus Banja. Then on Sunday, we're going to have a special stream that we're calling Championship Sunday. And we're going to have Shunsui versus That Jester, Sturlos versus Switters, and the Anarchist versus Dave. I want to keep saying Dave Pet M, but Banja, what's his?
Yeah. So his Discord name is Monks, so we just call him Monks, and that's pretty easy.
I think it's
Monks.
Dave Pedham. I think it's Dave Pedham.
Dave
Dave
Pedham.
Pedham?
Yeah,
Dave
that's kind of what I figured. Dave
His
Pedham.
first name is Dave, and then his last name is
Pedham Monks?
like it has like it's like chunks of his name is how he got that.
So this matchup here is very interesting because y'all haven't played each other. Y'all are separate conferences. This is the first time that y'all are going to be facing off each other. We have individual records, we have predictions, and in the interest of time, because we only have about 9 minutes left, and I know Banja, you need to get to your Heroes of the Dorm match.
Nerd.
Let's talk about.
Oh, can we talk HOTS?
No, shut up.
All right, so let's just get some predictions and why your team is going to win. And we're going to start off with our guest, Banja. I'm pretty certain I know who you're going to be picking, but tell us why y'all are going to win the Sylvanas League Championship.
Oh yeah, because we're coming in here with a plan. If you see 4 of us picked the best 4 classes to bring: Mage, Paladin, Priest, and Warlock. Dave Pedham or Monks. He doesn't have quite the collection, so he's just bringing what he can. But we're coming in with a plan, and we're going to execute that plan, and we're going to blow you all out of the water.
All right. So Anarchists.
Yeah. What up?
So why are y'all winning this? Why are y'all winning the championship?
Well, he's talking about his plan, and he's making excuses that Dave doesn't have quite the collection, but he let him bring Warrior, so that just his captain let him bring Warrior, which means how much can we trust this captain to execute a quality plan? And no, I'm just kidding. Dave beat the living tar out of me in THL this season. So Banja's about to dip out. So do you got anything to say, Banja, before you go?
I would say, yeah, Banja, thank you for being on.
We may have already lost him.
May have already lost him. Okay.
Oh,
All
I
right.
love you too, Banja.
Yeah, thank you, Banja, for being on. If you see this on replay later on. So all right.
Yeah, so I've heard you guys talk a lot about, sort of this plan and right now it's Mage, Paladin, Priest, Warlock. But one thing I've noticed is plans can tend to be exploited. Jim Philos and Cody play a mirrored match this week. So, do they have plans? Do they have surprise decks planned for later on? Are they all bringing the same stuff?
Yep.
So I don't know. I just think we're gonna outplay them. I know Dave literally beat my face in. We played 2 weeks ago, I think. We played week 8 of Rag League. So yeah, I kind of know what to expect from him. So hopefully it doesn't come down to me winning because I don't want the pressure. But yeah, I think we've just been playing really solid. Obviously, if you're looking at the matchup, Sunshui versus That Jester, that's where they're most heavily favored. I'd say, and then the Switter-Surlos match will be a pretty close one. But yeah, I think I'm pretty favored over Dave, and I think Eric Koki has probably got an edge up on Banja. So I think a lot of it's going to come down to the Cody Jim Philos match, which we're getting right after this.
All right.
And I just want to point out that this is the very first season that since the inaugural SHL season, we have played on the same Sylvanas League SHL team since season 1, I believe, of SHL. And this is the first season that we haven't been on the same team. And I think it's really cool that we both were able to make it to the finals. And I was really looking forward to playing him, but the last minute player switch isn't going to let that happen. But so I'll be happy either way, knowing that my friend was able to pull it out.
Pull it out.
All right. So now that we got the biased opinions out of the way, let's talk about the unbiased opinions. Jack Sox, who do you think is going to win this match and why?
So the two question marks for me lie in the 4 and 5 seed matchups. I'm going to verbalize this so that when I get down there, I'll have an answer. In the 1 seed, Banja has had a 6, above 50% win rate. It's like close to 60% he's looking at right there. He's had a great season, but Eric Koki's put together more individual wins throughout this season. And talk about total games. He's coming in with a pretty high win percentage. And Eric Koki's just a freaking stud. And every time I've gone with him this season, he hasn't let me down. Switters, the fact that he lost ever in either league proves he's human. And Nate has told me that Switters is greater than everything. Like literally everything that's ever existed, he is greater than it. So I'm going to believe Nate. So 1 seed, Booty Sweat. 2 seed, Tallywags. 3 seed, that Jester. So it's kind of leaning in the direction of Tallywags here, right?
Yep.
Anarchist versus Dave. Hearing that he beat Anarchist's face in, I don't care what his decks are. I feel like there's a certain swag that's coming in there. I feel like there's a certain need for revenge that might push our good buddy Chase here to overplay. So it comes down to kind of this Cody and Jim thing. I don't know, man. I don't know. We've got that one coming up right after here. I want to go with Jim because I love Jim Philos, which would put this as an easy win for Tallywags. But goddamn, this one's gonna be good, man. This one's gonna be real good. I'm gonna go ahead and say Tallywags for right now, but that's not like a man. If Booty Sweat wins, it'd be just as great.
Yeah, I think both these teams.
Pick one. Gosh.
I picked one. I did. I picked Tallywags. It's a soft Tallywag, though.
You had your chance to pick the correct answer, and you've already messed it up.
All right.
Anything that disagrees with you is clearly the correct answer.
All right, Steffi, what are your thoughts on this one?
Look, I'm over here talking shit to Jack Sox, and I'm still trying to figure out this answer myself. This one's really hard. Fuck, man. I don't want to freaking pick. Okay. So I really do kind of agree with everybody thinking that it's going to be coming down to the 4 seed, which is literally happening next. Don't fucking leave and make sure you watch. Between Cody and Jim. Part of me really, really, really wants to give it to Booty Sweat because they've been doing so well all season. They've been very consistent. And that's something that a lot of teams kind of struggle with. You might have a strong week, and then you have a couple of weak weeks and some strong weeks. But Booty Sweat has been relatively consistent with a 6-3 score, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They've been doing really well. But Tallywags has been doing really well too. And they've been kind of sneaking up on them, and they just continue to prove themselves and to continue to kick ass. And I'm just okay, I'm going to give it to Tallywags. I made a decision. Tallywags. I'm giving it to Tallywags.
Damn.
Tallywags. All right.
That was really hard to do.
Right.
Well, I was hoping for some dissenting opinions here, but all right, just looking at this, 2 and 3, I think go ahead and chalk them up to Tallywags. I think Switters wins. I think Jester wins. The Anarchist and Dave Petme, or Dave Pet'em, not Dave Petme. Dave, please come on.
Can't confirm.
Dave, pet me, please. Pet me. I beg you, please pet me. No, Dave Pet'em, and the Anarchist. Hearing what the Anarchist has said, I actually think the Anarchist is going to be ready the second time. I think I'm going to give that to them. I also like what y'all said about Arakoki versus Banja. I think Arakoki does win that.
Yeah.
It just comes to Jim Philos versus Cody. And I think Jim Philos takes this, and I think it's going to be the most important match. I think it's going to be the one that is going to seal it for Tollywag's Disciples.
I can't wait to be on here next week and laugh in all of your faces.
I know. I expect it. I
just want to point out our team did just cruise through Thick Boys and Team Next Level, the other two best teams.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what those teams aren't. You know what those teams aren't? Tollywag.
Yeah, Tollywag has been just creeping the fuck up. Like, hey, we.
I would say, even 2 and 3 alone are impressive. And so if you're saying you only have to pick up one other win somewhere, Banja or Jim Philos or Dave Pet'em, all would be reasonable, Deacon
Sterlos has no chance against Switters.
So
yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yep. And I think our graphic Banja left the call, so everybody's seeing a little bit different.
Oh no!
So I think that's sign that it's time to get over to Thursday Throwdown. So
what'd you do?
I'm in two of them. This is great.
We had double the Steffi and half of me and Jack socks. So
life's good.
All right. So anyway, all right. Let's see. Questions real quick.
Did we get any legitimate questions, or is everybody just...
All right. So which Hearthstone tribe do you identify as? Murloc, Demon, Beast?
Whoa. Or it said etc.
Etc. Yeah, there are other options. Yeah.
Because I identify as a totem.
Okay. Reasonable. I can go with that.
Demon.
I'm gonna go with Elemental because we were really hyped, and then kind of a letdown.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. See, they don't have just like a human tag or something like that, but I'll go Demon as well. I've always loved my Warlocks stuff. So
fucking badass.
Let's see.
That's a good question. I like that question.
That's a good question. Yeah. Do we need a meme award show?
Yes.
I think we do.
Yes. I would definitely agree with that.
The whole question, though. You didn't.
Okay, it was Mitras. He said players' awards are great, but what are the THL Dundies?
Thank you.
We need a meme award show.
In there.
So,
I think we do. I think it needs to be hosted by the one and only Brasky of Brasky's Notes. If you guys did not notice in the bottom left corner, Brasky's Notes section, you need to rewatch this episode of Tavern Talk and make sure that you're reading the commentary from the one and only Brasky.
Yeah, if I'm ever randomly laughing, it's other than normal, but like actually laughing at something, it's because I'm reading.
I'm only here for the reruns. I am only here for the reruns.
Okay. Yep. So, hey, there we go. My picture is back in normal frame now, so that is good. Just as we're about to get out of here, so, Anarchist, thank you for joining us this week.
I'll see you next week.
Tavern Talk. Yep. Yeah. The gauntlets have been thrown. I will say, I definitely enjoyed the shit talking that you and Banja have done this evening.
Yeah, we like feist here.
There's some Discord emotes. There's a boot, and then there's an E, and then there's a broom, and it's booty swept, and that's what we're gonna give them this week. They are getting the booty swept.
Jack Sox, thank you for being here this evening.
Yeah, indeed. Quick shout out to the Dragon's Lair in Wallingford, Connecticut for all your Magic the Gathering needs. Hit them up. They're on all the things.
Oh yeah, as someone named Force of Will, I appreciate that. So, and
They do great stuff. Great stuff.
Steffi, thank you for being here this evening.
Look, there is nowhere else I would rather be except probably literally everywhere else. But I'm still here. No, I'm just kidding. I love being here.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the stream down for approximately 15 minutes while we prepare Thursday Throwdown. When we come back, we're going to have Andy Rogers and Brasky bringing you the first match of the Sylvanas League Championship between Cody of Booty Sweat and Jim Fellis of Tollywag's Disciples. So until next week, when we will have the Sylvanas League champion, or at least some members of the Sylvanas League champion team here with us.
Drink that booty sweat.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Drink that booty sweat.
Get ready for the throwdown.